Hey YouTube, I'm Michael. I'm a live streamer from Los Angeles, and I play some science fiction games. I do some motorsports and a driving simulator, and I do some other variety streaming as well. But I'm also into audio video stuff, so I like to nerd out with synthesizers, drum machines, guitars, drums, video editing software, video cameras, all that good stuff. And I'm no pro, but I have had some pretty good experiences. So I've been doing these really short videos, unscripted, unedited, just one take shot stuff. This one is all about the difference between game capture and display capture in Streamlabs OBS, which is what I have here on screen. You're seeing like three or four of me because normally you don't stream the output of Streamlabs in this way. Like it's just showing me what it's showing me and it duplicates over the screen. But anyway, before we go any further, I'm a really new YouTube channel and I can't resist asking you to subscribe. And if you like the content, ring the bell for notifications. I'd love to have you back. All right, now that that's out of the way, um, the reason behind this conversation that we're about to have it actually came up on stream with my friend the Woodsboro streamer recently. He was streaming Resident Evil Village and having trouble. He was playing the game and the gameplay was great, but when he got into cutscenes, it was lagging and dropping frames or freezing. But the weird part was his webcam was perfect. It was working fine. So I immediately knew that it wasn't bandwidth or anything like that. It was just something to do with the way that Streamlabs was capturing the video. So I threw a question in chat, are you doing display capture? And he was. We talked about it a little bit, and he tried changing it over to game capture, and it fixed the problem, and his reaction was really great. So before we get into talking about it all, I just want to watch his reaction real quick. And thanks again, the Woodsboro streamer, for letting me use this clip on my video. Here we go.
Wait, hold up. This is a cutscene. It's working, isn't it? It's working on my screen.
Grab on. Hurry.
I'm gonna cry.
Let's move.
You, my man, are a fucking
Try not to
genius.
breathe in the smoke.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I still get a kick out of that every time. Woods is a great dude, as you can see. There's a lot of fun on his channel, and that was one where I was just right at the beginning of his stream. It worked out perfectly, and the game continued to play well, and the cutscenes, as far as I know, have continued to stream well. And it really was just as simple as switching between display capture in Streamlabs OBS over to game capture. So I want to talk a little bit about the differences between the two. I've actually seen some misinformation out there, which drives me crazy. And again, I'm not the only person making content like this. I know that, but I'm going to try and keep this as easy to digest and simplified as possible. And I hope it works for you. I hope it makes your stream a little bit better. So display capture, real simple terms, is just capturing your entire monitor. Right now I'm capturing monitor number one. I have another monitor over here that I have other things on, but it just captures what's on your monitor. You notice if I hit the start button, my start menu comes up and you see it. It's all here. If during a game, if I wanted to bring Discord in and say, oh yeah, we did some screenshots over here. By the way, look how cool our screenshots are. But if I wanted to pull in, I don't know, anything, I could bring in any app from the rest of my computer on the other screen in and bring it right into the stream, and the viewers can see it. It's really cool. It does a lot of really fun things, and this works on almost all games, like almost everything. As long as your computer can handle capturing that amount of data and capturing all that stuff at the same time, it works. And it's a great fallback for when game capture doesn't work, which does happen. Now, game capture, on the other hand, is a little different. Like here in OBS, you can see that I've created a display capture example, and it's simple. I just added the display capture, like so. Just choose display capture, and it shows options are primary or secondary monitor. And then from there, you just choose which monitor and choose whether you want the cursor to be on screen. Since this is a tutorial, it makes sense to have the cursor on screen, but you might not want that. Anyway, I can't show you what OBS looks like with game capture because by nature, all game capture does is it looks out on your computer and grabs the game itself and puts it into a container, and that's all that the viewers will see other than obviously the webcam and anything else in your overlay. But that's what they'll see for output. So for example, right now when I switch to game capture example, we're going to see this. It's waiting on me to turn a game on. So it's just saying looking for a game to capture. But as you can see, you don't see Streamlabs anymore. Even though I'm looking at it on screen, you just see this other sort of container of information instead. So I'm going to fire up and the game that those screenshots were out of, No Man's Sky. And all I'm doing is hitting play on Steam. And I have the game capture set up to auto find the game, and it did. And here we'll get through the quick music in the beginning. And here we are. So the game's loaded. You can still see me on screen. But there's nothing else I can do. Even if I alt-tabbed out of this and dragged Discord in again, I would see it, but you would not see it. It's the way Streamlabs is handling this is it's using all of its horsepower to just show this one app. Now, I bet from what I've already said, you can understand why the Woodsboro streamers game played better on this mode than it did on display capture. And my theory is that the game is newish, so it probably was a little taxing on his computer to begin with, resources wise, and then capturing the entire display, including things on your second monitor that aren't even in the stream, just takes a little more effort for the computer. So switching to game capture, where it's just capturing through this one lens, just looking at this one app, it's a lot easier. It's much easier for the GPU and CPU. And think about it, rendering, it's not looking anywhere except for at this game. All of your attention's on the game. Now the downside is I can't easily bring Discord in. I can't easily bring Twitter in to show you other content. If I want to bring memes on screen, whatever. But that may not matter to you. It doesn't really matter to me because when I stream, I'm just playing games. But I want to show you something else just to really send this home. Now, here we are in game capture. You can see me and you can see the game. I can't bring anything else on. But if I Alt-tab out of this and bring up Streamlabs, and then I go back to display capture, you can see that Streamlabs has actually been here the whole time. Isn't that cool? So this is what's actually on my screen. This is display capture. It's showing everything. I don't get to hide anything from you. If I go back to game capture, it hides that. Now on screen for me, it didn't do anything. I still see Streamlabs straight ahead. I can see the game in the background like so, but that's the main difference. Display capture, game capture. They're aptly titled. The display capture captures your display. The game capture captures just the game. You might run into issues using game capture. It does happen. Destiny 2 does not work with game capture, for example. Most games do, though. The problem comes up because you've got game developers who don't really follow the same standards as each other. Maybe similar development crews will make things in similar ways, or like, getting all your games from Naughty Dog or whomever. Yeah, those might all work or all not work. But there's also an element of what Windows is doing. And if Windows and the game and Streamlabs OBS don't play real well together for that one feature, it won't work. So be aware of that. I've found that it works with almost everything other than Destiny 2. And I really like using it. I think it's way better. In practice, if you wanted to, you could technically do what I've done right here and just create two. Now, again, you can't see the game capture example, but it's exactly the same. It just says game capture. So you would just mimic or copy your scene in two places and then change game capture to display capture pretty much. And so you could do that. Like midway through the stream, if you needed to switch, you could switch over to display capture and say, oh, hey, check it out, here's this meme I wanted to show you, and then go back to game capture. Streamlabs doesn't mind that you do that. It'll allow you to do it on the fly, but just don't do it while the game is doing anything crazy because it probably will lag and look terrible on stream. But if you hit pause or something and just switch over to display capture, which picks everything up, of course you wouldn't have Streamlabs, right? In practice, it might look a little bit more like this. We'll pretend that I'm going to show you Discord. So in practice, off screen, you would change from, you'd be playing the game. This is me playing the game. And then you'd say, oh, I want to show you these things. And you'd switch over to display capture real quick and say, oh yeah, here it is. Here's my pictures and blah, blah, blah. And then you go right back to it. That's what I recommend that you do to have the best possible time. So that's it. really simply, the TLDR is try game capture first. If it works, great, use it on stream, unless you need to share that extra content from other sources like I talked about. If it doesn't work, default to display capture, but be aware it's putting more strain on your computer. Just for shits and giggles, let's watch that reaction one more time. I'm going to leave that as the end of the video. So again, if you are new to the channel, it would really help me, especially at this very small beginning, early stages of my channel, if you could drop me a subscription. Notifications are optional, but totally appreciated. Regardless, thank you for watching to this point. I hope this makes your next stream a lot better. Let's all have a little laugh with the Woodsboro streamer, and go out and find him on Twitch too. He's a really great guy. Thank you very much.
Wait, hold up.
Where to go but up?
This is a cutscene. It's working, isn't it? It's working on my screen.
Grab on. Hurry.
I'm gonna cry.
Let's move.
You, my man, are a fucking
Try not to
genius.
breathe in the smoke.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Ethan.
I'll be damned.
I hope your family is safe.
I do too.